Today I'm probably going to, I don't know if I'm going to get to it today, but I've got new oil and filter to put in it because, you know, I drained out the old oil a few days ago when I was fixing the oil leak. So got to put some fresh oil in it. And then today, getting ready to pull this back wheel off. We're getting some new rubber, so I'm going to get to it. Okay, well, I'm back from the shop. Just dropped the tire off. So they're gonna get that put on, and it's actually the next day today. So they should be calling me. The tire was supposed to show up today, so they should be calling me sometime this afternoon to come pick it up. I'm really hoping they do, because I really want to get this thing back together. Right now, it kind of looks like a whacked out Star Wars speeder. So yeah, I had to beat the absolute crap out of this axle to get it out. The bearings are sealed units that you don't have to grease. So really this thing just needs to have, you know, a good amount of anti-seize put on it. I don't have like a big container with like the applicator because I just don't go through a lot of it really. So I have this laying around for the few times that I need it. I'm probably gonna burn through a lot of this. Just coating this thing so it doesn't rust. Gonna do that, and then, you know, hopefully when it gets back here, and we'll pound it back into place, and I'm really hoping that goes easier. Oh God, it was such a nightmare trying to get that out. In a bit, I guess I'm gonna work on the brake pads for now, and then in a bit we will go pick up the tire. I think it's about that time. Yeah. Just went yesterday and picked up the new rubber for the old night rod here. I'm really digging the look of this Avon Cobra Chrome. It's got a pretty cool pattern on it. I like it. Now it's time for me to take out every bit of frustration that I have on this godforsaken axle shaft. Beat the absolute living hell out of it to get it back in. Hopefully not, but that's probably what's going to happen. So I'm going to get to work on that. I'm going to clean the axle shaft and, you know, put some fresh anti-seize on it. And then I'm gonna try to get this thing put back together. We're almost there, almost finished with the winter upgrades and maintenance list. Man, what a journey. I started it like 2 months too late too. So that's why I'm, you know, not out enjoying the sunshine right now. So shame on me. So time to get to work. Don't be an idiot like me. Went ahead and just put a bead of anti-seize across the axle shaft after, you know, just cleaning it up a little bit. What do? I leave a spacer on there. So now I gotta squeegee all this back off. Thank God it's Friday. We're picking back up the next day. I had like 20 to 30 minutes of work left yesterday, right? And I had to stop it because we had a date night planned. The things you do to keep your relationships alive, that's the most important, don't forget it. Well now, as you might have noticed, let's slide on over here. Got the axle back in, you know, I lightly sanded the axle shaft with some sandpaper. Like the guy at the shop, he recommended that because I was like, dude, why, like, is there anything that's gonna make this easier to get it in and out, you know, a couple years or whatever? And he said just lightly sand it and it gets rid of like a lot of just the surface impurities and stuff, and then hit it with like a light coat of anti-seize, and boom, you know, you saw it. I mean, it slid like right in until the very end, at which point it was probably like getting some slight misalignment, which is just really hard to account for. So at that point I said to lightly tap it in and it was fine. The biggest problem I had was fighting the damn spacers, because there's a big spacer here and then there's like a really small one in here that you probably really can't see. Got that, and then I realized also I'm a freaking idiot, and because I was going to move my license plate to the other side, which means, you know, you got to put it on the axle shaft first and then slide the whole thing in. Well, idiot me forgot to do that, and I'm not really feeling like taking it all back apart just to do that. So we're gonna live with this. And I say move it, but you might remember the license plate light that's under here. That'd be easy for me to move to the other side and actually kind of plan for that with some of the slack I had. I just take the bolt out and, you know, switch it from here to here if I did put it over there. So maybe down the road, if I have to pull this off again, the next tire, I might change it, but for now, whatever. It's not, I don't really like it on the right side that much, but I guess I can't say that I don't like it. It's just my first choice is to have it on the left, you know, so it's whatever. I'm not that worried about it. So yeah, where we are at right now, I just got behind the bike and kicked the wheel all the way forward as far as it would go. And now I need to walk this back on, which isn't, I mean, that's not usually too bad to do. You just don't want to damage your belt, that's the only thing. So it's kind of a little tricky. I need to make sure it's like all the way forward truly, and then I could walk it back on without like, you know, putting like little nicks on the belt or something. After I get the belt on, then I can turn these eccentric washer. It's similar to like how the alignment on like the camber adjustment on a car works. They have like an eccentric bolt that when you turn it, it changes the angle of the strut. This is kind of like the same idea. I mean, because as you turn this, you can see, as you turn it this way, this wider part is going to be here, and it's going to push the wheel back, which then puts more tension on the belt. So, and it's pretty cool because there's a keyway on the other side with another one of these, and so it keeps it in alignment. As long as you're putting tension, it keeps everything perfectly aligned, which that's so nice. I've had the ones where they like have like a little adjuster stud right here and then one right here, and you got to like measure it and make sure it's straight, and if the bike's like ever been wrecked or just whatever, it might not even matter then. So it's nice that these are set up the way they are. I will say that. I guess I have to set the belt tension first. So for belt tension, I have, let's see here. Hey, what do you know? Got a belt tension gauge. It's a 10-pound gauge. When you take it and you're pushing up on the bottom of the belt, I'll just push down. And you hit that, that's supposed to be 10 pounds of force. And what you're looking for is a certain dimension of deflection at 10 pounds. Then once I set that, then I torque it down. I don't remember what that spec is. I gotta look that up too. Anyway, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get this belt back on and set the tension, torque it down, put the covers on, all that good stuff. And then I think we're gonna call it after that. At least for this video. It's like never ending, the stuff I have to do. I mean, my list is getting considerably shorter. So, we got the new rear tire done. And you might have seen I took the rear brakes off and I scuffed them a little bit with some sandpaper. So hopefully they'll quit freaking squealing all the time. They were nowhere close to being low, but yeah. So that part's done, and if they still squeal, hell with it, I don't care. Anyway, so I'm gonna get to work. Well, yeah, you saw how much fun that was. So this is just about wrapped up. I've got to put, the axle covers and all that on, but something I wanted to point out that I've learned by reading about other people's misfortunes is, I've spun this a few times already, so the belt has aligned itself, and you can see the belt tracks toward the outside of the pulley and not the inside. You can see the gap there, and that's what you want on these. I've heard horror stories, and I don't know if it's on this model, maybe it's on some of the older models with the 180 rear tire. It probably is, where the belt, like if you don't have it aligned properly, the belt wants to track to the inside of the pulley, and it's just enough for it to start eating a hole in your fuel tank here, because it's like this whole thing under the seat is just all fuel tank. So I mean, I could pretty much stick the tip of my finger behind that, so it's got a lot of clearance. Okay, well, I don't really remember if I recorded an outro for this whole tire thing or not, but she's good. Just got it out and, actually backed it out and fired it up, let it run for a minute for the next video, because I think this one's probably running way too long. As I had this thing outside running, it happened, folks. FedEx showed up. Power Vision is here, so really excited for this. So stay tuned. We'll see you next time.